spiritual tablet broadcasting and talk session, meditation and talk session. And today we are lucky to have Master Chandra Modali, who will be giving us a talk on chakras. He had done an introduction about chakras 2 weeks ago. So today he will continue with the same topic, chakras. I think we will be exploring more. So before we start the talk session, as usual, we will observe the meditation for 15 minutes. And Master Satish will be playing the background music for the meditation. We will do a silent meditation as we all have been doing the, as usual, the Anapana Sati meditation. That's good.
Be with yourself, Master, for another 5 minutes more. great, Master. The Masters, please keep your palms on your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So gently open your eyes, Masters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master Satish, for accompanying the music for the meditation session today. My pranam to Master Brahmarishi Patraji, the founder of Spiritual Tablet, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, to all gurus and all masters who are here today with us. Welcome to our weekly Spiritual Tablet Talk session. Today, we are very fortunate to have our guest speaker, Master Chandra Modali. Master is a retired IT professional from MNCs. He was a senior management official who has benefited from meditation and now associated with spiritual tablets. He has been part of the core team for spiritual tablets in USA. Dear Masters, let's welcome Master Chandra Modali to this platform to begin his presentation on chakras. Master, the platform is yours.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you every person here, because every time I join these sessions, I don't know how much you people learn, but I learn a lot. And my learning comes from the brilliant, challenging questions that are raised here. And then I have to go deep into what I have learned till date to give you a response. Right? So coming to this chakras, see, last time I spoke about how we, at a foundation level, need to understand the roles played by chakra and our thought process in creating a disease. Right? In terms of how two atoms can come together and create this entire body that we are carrying today, which is multiplication of the cells with specific functions. And we have ended up creating a body. But now, let me share my screen so that we are all on the same page. Right? Is my screen visible? No. Why is this? One sec. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, now is it okay? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
visible.
I can.
Why are you people not visible? Can I do one thing? just take a moment. I will log out and come back. There
No
is some
problem.
problem. Yeah?
Sure. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, please. Just give me a minute. Mm,
Yeah, Anu ma'am, can you give co-host to Chandra Modali, sir?
Yeah. Mm, I think the one who can give the host is let me see.
Meeting is now streaming live. Okay. Let me say, as long as I'm able to share the screen, I don't need.
Yeah. As long as you can share, we can see, then it will be visible to all.
Right. Yeah. I think that's good enough. We
Um,
have that end.
your
Why I'm
screen is
not getting the
blank.
controls?
Your
This time?
screen is blank.
Blank,
No, it is blank. I'm
Okay.
just trying to see why is no. I'm not getting the controls for some reason. Oh, that's because of this.
Can
Okay.
someone give co-host to
Ma'am,
No,
Anu,
not required. I think that's
not
okay.
required. I think as long as you're allowed to share the screen, I think that should be fine.
That's more than enough. Yes.
Yeah. You are able to share your screen now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forward. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So
The
now
spotlight is on you.
I know. Hmm. Right. So coming back to what I was trying to say, right?
Yes, very good.
We have
Can
this
see.
body. We have this body, and which is this one? No. Right. So basically, what I wanted to talk about covering in chakras is, right? I wanted it to be comprehensive. So we will start with the definitions of chakras, how they grow within the body. So first, once we have defined, I may also take you through a little bit of from conception, the formation of the chakras, because there's a relationship between chakras and the embryogenesis. There was an article which I had asked Saujanya to share with all of you. Right? I'm sure if you have gone through it, then we don't need to go there. That is just to give an introduction in terms of how the cells get mutated into creating the chakra structure. Right? And then we will go through the development of each chakra. At what stage? Because there is a relationship of a matrix kind of a thing for the chakras to grow. Right? For example, if I take the first 7 years of life, there are 7 chakras which influence the growth of this body, and every year it's a matrix. For example, along the x-axis, which is the time, the timeline, the age, and the maturity of the person at that age along the y-axis, if you take the key focus areas, then each of these chakra dominates that 12-month cycle. Okay. Now, then we will go through what is the difference between blockage in a cycle, this one, and imbalance in a chakra. That is the blockage of a chakra vis-a-vis imbalance in the chakra. How that impacts our lifestyle. After that, we go into some brief inputs of each of the chakra. All this is not going to happen in one session. It may take 3 or 4 sessions. So Subramaniam Tataya sir, you will need to give me at least 4 sessions.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Right? So that this becomes useful for all of us. Okay. So how do you, when I'm talking about balancing and unblocking, we will also talk about, imbalance is something that occurs in our day-to-day life. How do we bring it back to balance? How do we remove the coagulation in that area? Those are some of the things that will be the application of these concepts in our real life. Okay. So let us start with what are these chakras? Okay. So to make it easy for all of us, we go to home. Where is view gone? Not there. Anyway, doesn't matter. As long as you are able. One sec. Why not I move this into this screen? Then home format, home. There is view gone.
Yeah, view is before review. After review.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Right? So let us start with understanding of it. Today we will only talk about this because this may, if I get time, I will go into the next component. Otherwise, we will talk about understanding our body. Okay. So if I talk about this component, one sec, is this right? So when I say a body, what we are able to see is what we ideally start recognizing as the body. But then we need to understand that our body is a layered structure. It has got the dense body. On top of that, anyone in my earlier session, I had covered this number of bodies, the cavity, etc. Anyone remembers that, or do you want me to repeat them? Satish, do you recall?
Yes, you're talking about the 7 bodies.
Yes.
Etheric body, physical body.
Yes. All of them, incidentally, are made out of the same components. However, in one, what we are seeing is the dense component, which is the lowest, which is the physical body. And then around it, we have the subtler forms of body together, which makes up the 7 bodies, right? Okay. Now, just to take a look at it, our daily lifestyle is a package of emotions, a package of thoughts, these two driving a behavior, the behavior having an impact on the body, but all these are manifestations of different forms of energy. Are you all with me? Right.
Yes.
So we have a physical body, and what does the physical body do for us? The physical body, if we are to understand, is an organization consisting of different organs. How are they distributed? There are 4 fundamental cavities in the buildup of the body, which is the cranial. Below the cranial, you have the thorax. Below the thorax, you have the abdomen. And below the abdomen, you have the pelvic. Right? Now, with all these bodies, let's go a little bit deeper. So, you have 4 bodies, there are 4 cavities in a physical body, and there are what I would call there are 4 fundamental systems that are occupying this body. What are those systems? 4 fundamental, and then there are others which are derived out of this 4 fundamental. So you have your respiratory system, you have your nervous system, right, which is all part, but respiratory system, digestive system, regenerative system, and circulatory system. These are the 4 fundamental systems in the body. Now, the body itself is how do I put it? Yeah, the body itself is based on the functioning of the systems, and one of the connectivity happens to be through what they call the nerves, the connectivity for the flow of energy, because the energy is pouring into these cavities in forming these systems, and the system further divides, just like we have in a city where we are, let's say, starting a township. If the township were the body, you need electrical distribution network, you need a water distribution network, you need gas pipeline distribution, all this setup. Please consider these distribution packages to have they have to be implemented into the body, so that the connectivity and functionality of each of these systems in the body are effectively taken care. In order to keep that operation smooth, right, you need to have, so that all the parts of the body, however distanced they are, they receive the water, they receive the electricity, they receive the gas, etc. There has to be some sort of a mechanism to see that the last mile is getting all of the content. Are you all with me? That function will call for certain centers where there is additional pumping happening, so that when the distance has got traversed, the pressure will reduce. If the pressure reduces, they need boosters to see that the whether it is gas, whether it is electricity, etc. There have to be distribution points, the centers, and the people inside could be considered to be the various organs of the physical body. Their supply, their survival is going to depend upon these supplies that have to reach the last mile. That function of ensuring proper distribution of the energies, that tool set is sitting in one of the frame of the body, which you are calling the astral body. These surround the physical body, and we start getting all the inputs pertaining to the supply. What is it supplying? Can anyone take a guess? What is the supply that the body is dependent upon? Go back to our chapati concept.
Oxygen?
Oxygen is a media, right?
Yeah.
Oxygen is the media through which, but what is it? I mean, what are our bodies made out of?
Water.
Okay. Only water?
Blood.
Blood, okay.
Breath.
Breath and, okay. The oxygen, madam said, so I've taken oxygen to be one part, which is breath. Breath is again the mechanism. Right? We have what we all call Pancha Mahabhut, right? The 5 elements: air, water, what else? Fire,
Earth.
Ether.
earth, and ether. Correct? Now, if all of us are breathing in the same thing, correct? If all of us are breathing in the same thing, why is it that I don't have hair on my head, whereas Satish has? Why are we looking different? Why does Satish have a pyramid behind his in his screen, and why do I have the sea? Right? Simple question and simpler answer. The answer is the pattern, the blueprint that I am made of is different from the blueprint that Satish is made of. And this raw material that is going into us is falling into place by means of this blueprint. Right? Now, that blueprint is the input to all these chakras to function. Because what are chakras when we talk about, right? So chakras are managed by this, just like the physical body has got organs, etc. Since we have subtle bodies, we have, right? The physical body is supported further by different subtle bodies, which is your Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and so on. Or the word we use in English is basically it is the physical body, then you have the astral body, then you have the mental body, the causal body, right? Then you have the Anandamaya, so the emotional body. Emotional body is covered. Then we have come to the causal body. Causal body, then you have got the bliss body, which has got three components, right? So now each of them, each of these bodies has its own corresponding system, just like the physical organs. It has the subtler form, which are energy bodies, which are always in rotation. They are consistently in movement because their job is like the turbines take the water and transform it to various other things. Every organ needs to be fed. So these are the little bit of wheels that operate as turbines inside the body. They create the tornadoes inside the body. Correct? That is why they are called the chakras. They are rotating always. Right? Now, if you really look at, if you want to imagine how a chakra would look like within the body, is the figure visible to all?
Yes, yes.
Right? See, there is nothing physical about them. That is why they are not part of the physical body, but they are part of the environment that the body is subjected to. So, how do you think the environment could be impacted? How will the environment of the body get impacted? Suppose the body that we are carrying, right, is subjected to the power of the industrial fan. How does it impact you? We feel the pressure on us and all that, right? Which means, as it is, if we walk into that environment which has got a very powerful fan, I know some of you have definitely visited UK, I presume. Why I am taking UK is on a cold day, which is very windy, and on the other side you have got rain falling. You try to walk one step forward with that heavy coats that you wear there, the overcoat, the coat, the overcoat, right? You will feel the impact. You put 1 foot forward because of the tunnel effect, narrow lane covered with all buildings on all sides and the breeze blowing. You take 1 foot forward, you will be pushed back 2 feet. Or 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. So that kind of continuous energy flow, the tornado will start impacting us. Instead of we walking straight, we start bending forward. All those things, right? All that is possible because of the energy impact on the body. Each one is triggering one sort of an action within that particular domain that it is covering. So, when it comes to this, each chakra is an energy center, but it doesn't have a body. What happens when you don't have the contours? When you don't have the contours, what will happen? Satish, tell me. I am calling your name because you are the youngest of the lot. So every time I will keep calling your name.
Yeah.
So if I don't have the contours defined, right?
Yeah.
I am
Control will be.
completely left open, right? It is like
Yeah.
sudden gush of freedom given to us. Are you with me? All of you?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Right? So, because it doesn't have the body, it can rotate in all directions. Right? And these chakras, what happens? We heard in physics, we read about centrifugal force and centripetal force. Do people recall that? So the motion of direction, you feel that pressure, right? It's moving, and that basic drive for all these is coming from no, not this, right? So all this is coming from the subtleness of the uh, particles that are in that domain of that body. What is the difference between each of these bodies fundamentally?
Emotion, thoughts.
Think a little bit deeper. Thoughts, emotions are basically energies, right? They are the forces are working on the particles. We see ourselves like a single body because of the
Molecules.
density of the bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go one level above. The density is lesser, but the particles are there. The blueprint is there guiding it. Right? As you rise higher, all these particles exist, but in the form of particles. Okay. So as you ascend the structure of each of the chakras in the system, you will come to a stage where this is Chandra Modali sitting or Satish sitting or Satish standing. So this is how the particles in the environment, like you take a photograph and keep on enlarging it, enlarging it, enlarging it. What is visible? The photograph becomes at one stage, when the pixels break, it becomes like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is what happens at each of the layers. All these components are created and the tornado effect attracts them. Now, one of the things that creates that tornado effect, yeah, is your breath. What are the others? Have you ever experienced this? You do running. How is your breathing pattern?
Fast, get faster.
It gets faster. When you are sad, what happens? Your heartbeat increases.
Yes.
So, will that also change your what you call the flow? Will that alter your breath?
Yes.
When you are angry, will it alter?
Yes.
Right? When you are happy, will it stay in balance? Right? So, thoughts, our emotions are the triggers that work on these tornadoes, and the expectations, outcomes, etc., which are again thoughts and feelings. Right? They will either boost the direction of movement or they will decelerate the direction of movement. When something is becoming slow in the movement, right? That means it is slowly attracting blockages.
Okay.
Right? So now the chakras, what they have done in their journey is that they have, from a subtle form based on the level, right? They have been working as a tornado, rotating either in the positive direction or the negative direction and changing the functionality, correct? Now, going further. Okay, there is a small link I will share with you, which will explain all this in a much, much better way. But the upper three chakras and the lower three chakras are always connected, right? The mating point or the point of connection happens to be your Anahata chakra.
Hearts.
Yes, sir. You said something? Okay. Now let us come to defining the assignment of the chakras to the physical bodies or the components of the body. Right? If you really look at it, you have the lowermost chakra. After having taken birth, you need to have your survival, your physical needs, right? So that becomes your lowermost chakra, which is going to support your survival. Then you have the next body. The physical body is what we have, and physical body is the one that is going to face the needs of the survival, correct? Are you all with me? Right? So that becomes the Mula Adhara, the one that is supporting the basic existence, right? Then this is controlled by your emotions, thoughts, etc. So you have the emotional body, which is your astral body, which is controlling your second chakra, which you are calling Swadhisthana chakra. And the organs that are occupying that chakra happens to be your procreation, organs related to your procreation, your what you call the adrenalines, which means the kidneys and so on. Okay. Then you come to the next layer. You are coming now. What has happened? Astral body. What is above the astral body? Your mental body, the mind, the ability to think. Now, the astral body is a sandwich between your physical body and the emotional body. All the chakras are going to exist within that environment, right? So you've got the emotional body, then you've got the Manipuraka. After Swadhisthana, the next one is, in order to keep this running, you need power. So the power is coming from what you call the thought body. The thought body is with your Manipuraka. Okay. Now, above the Manipuraka is the interface that is controlling your relationships, etc. Right? That means your love, your passion, all these are getting generated at your next level of the chakra, which you are calling the Anahata, which is the heart. Right? I'm just enunciating the names. Each one, when we drill deep down, you can take the notes also. Right? Above that is the one that is communicating even. So look at it this way. Physical is controlled by the next layer being your emotions. The emotions are controlled by your thoughts and feelings that are experienced by the physical body. These two control the behavior of the Swadhisthana or the second chakra, so that its associated organs manifest the functionality that it has to undertake. Likewise, when it comes to the this one, the digestive system, etc., are part of your the power body. And above the power body is the one that is getting influenced by the higher bodies which control the lower bodies. Right? So these three are the lowest part of the mechanism, which means your Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha have got, right? Then you are talking about your Anandamaya Kosha, correct? Now, when we are talking here, let us look at it. This is just the interface. What is the interface? Interface of the energies that are flowing through the body and some of the emotions, particularly love. This has got your glands that are falling in your thoracic region, your heart, your lungs. All these organs are situated in this area. Okay. Now, the next one. We are talking. What are we talking? I mean, what are we doing while we are talking? So you require some flow which will control the communication with whatever is below. That communication function is done by your fifth chakra, which is having your voice box and all those components. That happens to be your Vishuddhi chakra. Right? Vishuddhi is actually derived from two words, Vak, Shuddhi. It is the words, the communication that we are doing. Right? So then above that comes your, so when it comes to the communication, the function is communication, the components of communication are your thyroids, because thyroid is going to manage the entire growth of the body. Then you have got your voice box, the pharynx, all those, and they manage the metabolism, the calcium regulation, etc. within the body. Okay. Now, above that, interestingly, the design of the body is a very intriguing entity. It has got the sensory organs, it has got the corresponding master control of the entire endocrine system within the body, right? And which is actually distributing this entire components like your basic adrenalines, the responses, or you take all the chakras that have got the corresponding function that they have to perform, right? So here what we are talking about, we are covered up to the thorax. Now we are going to the third eye. Third eye is what is visible, but for the internal functionality, it is the pineal gland associated with your pituitary gland that is controlling this entire structure of the body, its growth and all that. So all the hormones that are required are getting triggered at this stage, right? The physiological regulation also is happening from here, which means your causal body, which has got the blueprint of how the Panchamahabhutas have to get integrated into this structure. So that is coming from your pituitary area. Okay, right? And this is your creative intelligence, your intuition, etc. Where is this intuition coming from? Any thought process if you have to think spiritually? We talk about past wisdom and all, correct? Past wisdom and the current wisdom in terms of what all you have picked up, all this is stored, right, in what you call the subconscious mind. All those are sitting in this, under the control of this gland. And then above that is the Sahasrara. The Sahasrara is not a physical, is not a chakra, because no chakra is physical. Sahasrara is a state of perfect spiritual harmony, which in other words becomes the love of God, or the God qualities manifest there, right? Here, there are some glands, a portion of the pineal gland is also influencing the Sahasrara. All the rhythms of the body are situated at this point. So basically, if someone says, what are chakras? Chakras are energy centers distributed across the body, not at the physical level, but at the energy level. They are the turbines that distribute the energies across the body. Their basic functionality is in line with the distribution of the power in line with a particular pattern. Originally, the pattern is your Sanchita karma, the inherited karma. That pattern is dictated. All that element falls and combines itself to create the overall journey of life. So, summarizing, you have got the basic survival entity, which consists of your emotions, which are like fear, survival, etc., that are attached to your lowest chakra, which you are calling the root chakra. Your fight or flight response, your bones and the structure. Because for surviving for the growth and all, the basic structure is the backbone. That backbone, that entities that are required for all the functionality are starting at the creative stage or in the root chakra. Then you are thinking, the second chakra happens to be your Swadhisthana chakra. As the name suggests, it has got everything to do with enjoyment of life, etc. And this is regulated by water element. Yeah. So the lowest chakra will be mineral element. The next chakra is the water element. The third one is the muscles, the digestion, the assimilation of all that. That is happening at the third chakra. The fourth chakra is the one that is giving the impulses across the body. That means it is electromagnetic, right? Feelings, magnetic. It will bring in the intensity of that, will bring in the blood pressure, the pumping activity, etc. Then you are talking about, now you have all this material, but they have to form a structure that is for Satish, a structure for Chandra, and so on and so forth, which means it has to break down what has come in. That metabolism is managed by your Anahata. No, metabolism is the communication across the body as internal and external. So that is the Vishuddhi. Then you have got the Agya chakra. And above all, you have got a state when all are in harmony. They are going to maintain the body in a known state, which is what it is supposed to experience. Correct? So, okay. So that covers the definition of what are all the chakras. Sir, have we completed exhausted the time, or do we have some more time? What is the time
Sorry,
there now?
Master, we have exhausted the time. It's already 10:06. Yeah.
Okay. So I will stop here. In our next one, I will cover how the life moves, and we will also cover the balance and imbalance of the chakra, how it impacts us. Okay,
Yes.
I can take about, maybe I will request for permission to extend by 5 or 7 minutes and take a few questions if there are any.
Sure, sure. We will open for question now. If we can have a few questions, maybe 5 minutes, we can extend. So, masters, if you have any question, please put forward.
Namaste, Master.
Yes,
Very
Master.
nicely explained. Very interesting, but in between my internet was a big problem. Anyway, since it's a known topic about it, this is my suggestion, Master. Since we have done an earlier session also, now this session, I want the masters to make sure that the masters go through again here, and then the next session will be in a better position to understand. No?
Yes,
So
I would request that, yes.
Because it's actually a very, very interesting subject, and everything's interrelated. And the thing that really got me now is that the karmas connected, or past karmas, sanchita karmas, is connected to these chakras, you see. That's why
Yes.
we have blockages in different parts of our bodies, you see. That's why we suffer bodily, emotionally, all the sufferings because of that, the law of karma. So you have touched that. I know that you're going to go forward. This is my suggestion, Master. Thank you.
So if there are any doubts, please clarify them. If not
Please.
now, because of paucity of time, we can start with QA in the next session, because we are now the ones who are creating our destiny. And that destiny gets executed through these components of the body. Yeah. Anu, you have any question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, what are the thoughts which, like, what are the kind of thoughts which would come in, like, for example, root chakra, or, what are the variety, like, because it is our thoughts, right, which cause the dysfunction of the vibration in the chakras. So,
Correct.
like, is it, um, one of the things is they say that it is like people who have like problems of digestion, or other related like constipation and things like that, but they are the mother of all illnesses, right, it is said.
Okay,
So
let me just put it this way, right? If you, right? So look at this. This is what is keeping your, a simpler way to understand. Keep this in mind. You have gone into a room which is closed from all directions. Okay? What is the first thing you will do?
you'll go
You
open
walk
the
into a
windows.
room which has got all the doors, windows closed.
Like, you'll go and open the windows first.
Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Now, opening the window, what is happening?
You want to make the air to
Correct.
more
So,
circulate.
what was standstill, as you may take it to be a flat part of the beginning, you are now letting air come in, which is going to influence and displace the components inside. Okay? Right?
Okay.
As of now, you
Yes.
have not switched on any fan, but then the weather outside is such that you are not having any breeze coming inside, which you are able to perceive, which is
Okay.
strong enough to start the rotation to happen.
Uh-huh.
So what will you do? You will switch on a fan.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
Now what is the fan
Yes.
doing?
It is making the air to,
So you
circulate.
start experiencing that impact, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? What
Yes.
are you actually experiencing? If you think scientifically, it is the displacement of the particles that are hitting your body, and that is being done continuously in a particular direction. So you are experiencing breeze,
Ah.
right?
Okay. Yes.
But what is happening to the particles? Because what are we if you go to the depth of it, right?
Mm.
This is what
Yes.
you are, as you see.
That's about atomic particles, you mean?
Right? This is what you are, right? But you are taking the shape of a hand, of a complete body and all. Are you with me?
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is what is going to shape this. But the wind, the breeze, all that are supplied
Yeah.
by what? Who is controlling this body?
Nature,
The
sir.
So one level above, the pranamaya, the annamaya kosha, which is the physical body, is being controlled by
By the universal. See.
pranamaya kosha.
Yes. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
The
Correct.
pranamaya
Yes.
kosha is being controlled by what is the output of pranamaya kosha that is going into the physical body, into the annamaya kosha.
What is the what, sir?
What is the input, the outcome of pranamaya as input into the annamaya? What is it? Pranamaya kosha, what is its function?
It.
Is to take the energy and supply it to the body.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
That is what
Yes.
pranamaya does, right? The tools that
Yes.
it engages is your breath and all that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we just saw if you are happy, your breath is at a particular frequency. That means the fan is being regulated at a particular speed,
Yeah, correct.
right? Now, when you are angry, the fan's regulation has changed, which means
Yeah.
your energy is not sufficient to keep these particles and give a particular shape to it. Okay,
Okay.
right? So this shape has become wonky,
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
shape has
Yes.
it has not having the supply that is essential to keep that shape alive. You have changed that. Are you with
Hmm.
me? Right?
Yes.
So when your thought is changing the frequency of operation, then you have one kind of a problem. But when it is in excess also, there could be a breakdown because that body part is unable to withstand. So both sides, right,
Huh.
is by virtue of the pace at which. So the thought as input and the thought that has produced a particular form of energy as input to the next stage is the one that is reaching the physical body.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What happens to your battery? Your what you call what happens to the phone when the battery is overcharged? It heats up, correct?
Right. Yes.
And if it is not having sufficient energy, what happens? It malfunctions.
Yes. Yes.
So why should your body be different? It is the same thing,
Okay.
right? So that is how we cause an impact on the body,
Okay.
right? That when you are doing meditation, you are filling that gap through energy generation, or you are switching off lights to ensure that first of all you will disconnect the data on the phone to conserve the energy, correct?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So those are all the initiatives that we learn in spiritual tablets in terms of how to regulate it better, increase wisdom, etc., etc. Right? But what all we do has to go back into the chakra system to eliminate the blockages or heal the supply.
Okay.
Okay, that is how the whole thing works.
So, for example, like in Muladhara Chakra, we main one of the emotions is fear, right? And
Correct, correct.
yeah.
So, how will you control fear? You need to know whether, see, the simplest example, even though it has become an adage, is that a rope lying in a corner. If you have already seen that rope, then that rope will not harm you.
Hmm.
Correct? But
Right.
in your mind, if the rope is that of a snake, then what happens?
Yes.
Right?
Then you'll be
So,
afraid.
your experience, your belief system, all those are parameters which are going to influence the functioning of each chakra and thereby each body.
Hmm.
Okay?
Thank you very much, Master. I hope
Yeah.
that you have answered Anu ma'am's question.
Yes.
And we will continue this conversation and maybe more questions in our next session.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would like to really thank you very much to Master Chandra Modali for sharing such an enlightening explanation about chakra. And it was very, very informative and also very deep meaning, had set a path, I believe, to understand the chakra and its connection to our body function, emotion, and action. As well as, I guess this is just the beginning and a lot more to know about the chakra and its impact. So until we meet again, the next session to to hear more about it, we would end our session today with 5 minutes meditation. And I would like to thank to all masters who have made it for today's session. Thank you very much, Master. And Master Satish, could you please just play 5 minutes meditation music, and we will end the session for today. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, masters. Kindly put your palms on your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently close your, open your eyes, masters.